Welcome viewers to News 21, where we unmask the truth. Comic Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, with no political experience whatsoever, still thinks that being president is a comedy show. Ever since undermining Russia's military power and putting all his eggs in the NATO basket, only to be caught up with the sad reality that NATO didn't really care, Zelensky since then has been trying to get the whole world to join him fight his senseless war. A war in which he had several opportunities to negotiate with Putin but refused to take action to prevent the conflict. Since then, Ukraine has become a bottomless money pit for most countries, with the United States alone having spent over $54 billion on Ukraine. Totally unsympathetic to the crisis engulfing other parts of the world, Zelensky recently asked world leaders to join hands raise over $750 billion needed to rebuild Ukraine. Speaking by video conference at the Ukraine Recovery Conference in Switzerland, he emphasized that rebuilding Ukraine was a duty of the entire world, not a local project nor for a single nation, so everyone has to chip in as much money as possible. He added that restoring Ukraine means restoring the principles of life and everything that makes us humans. In making such ridiculous demands, Zelensky seems to be forgetting that other nations have been plunged into catastrophic economic crises because of his inability to have deterred the war. Inflation rates have skyrocketed in almost every part of the world, with the US alone standing at 8.6%, Britain at 9.1%, while countries like Sri Lanka are facing a complete economic shutdown with no fuel at all in the entire nation. Cost of living has more than doubled in every part of the world, with prices of necessities standing at a record high. All these Zelensky doesn't seem to care about, except for the dollars he needs. If that isn't selfishness, then I don't know what it is. The former comedian then laughably claimed that the reconstruction of Ukraine is the biggest contribution to supporting global peace. Maybe Zelensky needs to take a deep look into countries like Yemen, Syria, and Libya, to better understand how NATO works, because his arrogance and ridiculous demands are fueled by his complete ignorance of how the world truly works. Ukrainian Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal, who attended the reconstruction conference, stated that out of the $750 billion needed, only $2 billion had been received by Ukraine. Good luck with the remaining 748, Mr. Prime Minister. Yes, we can be sympathetic that Ukraine got invaded, but once the conflict escalated, it became up to Ukraine to resolve it. No one is going to step in and solve this problem for Ukraine. This Zelensky needs to understand, and also acknowledge that other countries have got internal problems too. Here in the United States, for example, we are facing high inflation rates, high gas prices, the rising cost of living, hate crimes, mass shootings, the fight for abortion rights, immigrants flooding our borders, and police brutality, just to name a few. He needs to realize that the US and other Western nations don't owe him or Ukraine anything. This war isn't our war, even though Biden is pushing it to be. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe as a way of supporting us. Like and share.